Hello everyone, Anthony Studio Time here, back with another video. It's been a minute, but here we are, and today we are visiting another con. As you can see by the giant Pikachu in the entrance, we're going to Collecticon, this time in Orlando. Now, if you don't know what Collecticon is, it is probably the largest trading card convention here in the US. And of course, it's not just trading cards, they do have bunch of Funko Pops. Like, I mean, which con doesn't? There's Funko Pops everywhere. Sports memorabilia, and of course, what I'm focusing on today, if we do see some, we are focusing on video games. Last year there was a couple, but let's see if this year they do have more video games than last year. But yeah, people, buckle up and let's get ready. Upon entering Collecticon this year, I had a couple objectives. Of course, look for some mid-era Pokemon cards like from Diamond and Pearl. The two main objectives was, of course, looking for video games, and the second was probably to meet a very specific voice actor here attending. Last year, I met Charles Martinet, aka Mario, for the second time, but this year I had to give it to someone that I did not expect for him to turn into this event, and that is of course Christopher Judge, aka Kratos himself, from Norse mythology, of course, the new games. Of course, took a photo with him, got his signature, we talked for a bit, and he is so nice, people. Stay tuned towards the end of the video to show you my haul and how the signature looks like. For me, it looks phenomenal. Anyways, moving right along, seeing some cards, and saw this super sick booth here selling these 3D printed Nintendo Switch docks shaped as Game Boys. They even had these sweet cartridges that you can put Nintendo Switch games inside. I was so tempted to get one, but I do not have space for this, so probably in the future. But well, I'm just so amazed looking around and seeing all these tables filled with Pokemon cards from old to new. But people, let's focus on the games. And I saw this super sick Pokemon Soul Silver combo pack that comes with a figure and a Pokewalker. Here are some NES, Sega Genesis, Game Boy Colors, cartridges galore, people. And you know, this table that had some Pokemon cards, but it also had this very small section of games that I'm showing off right now. Got some consoles, some decent GameCube, DS, PS1 games in this table, and that very cool Luigi 2DS, very nice. And you can't forget that Twilight Princess Wii U combo pack. And this booth right here was probably my favorite. Look at this retro PlayStation 1 display, and of course they had a ton of games. I will put the social medias here on the screen now, and they had a good variety of PS3 games, PS2, PS4. I was very tempted to pick up a few from this section right here, but I'm a bit picky with, you know, the box conditions and stuff like that, the manuals. Like, there was a couple that had that ridiculous GameStop sticker on the front that is like impossible to remove sometimes. This same booth has some awesome consoles here. Of course, you cannot miss the handhelds, and on the bottom of that shelf they have some Wii's, GameCubes, Super Nintendos, and some more of the more expensive games in the case, which is totally understandable. Look at that crazy price on that Pokemon Emerald and Heart Gold. It's insane. One of my dream games to own complete, so we'll see what happens. And then going to another booth, here we got some N64s. They had that cool Conker's Bad Fur Day cartridge, and these look so good displayed in this very cool, I believe is a GameStop display case, where you usually see them in their stores displaying retro games and all that cool stuff. But hey, very decent selection here at this booth. Very nice. They had that Twilight Princess on the GameCube, of course Girls of Darkness, some loose Switch and N64 and GameCube games, and love seeing bins filled with games galore, people. It's so cool to see. But nothing that was catching my eye at the moment, so I just ran right along. So more handheld games, and the person in this booth was super nice. We were talking about Xbox consoles. Since myself, I've never owned a Xbox console, which is, I know, insane, but I do want to get a original and a 360. So, you know, still hunting for it, getting a decent price on it. Maybe I'll see it in a thrift store or another retro game store or something like that. Before I left this booth, they had this super sick Parappa the Rapper game, CIB, one of the games that is currently on my list, so we'll see if I can get it in the future. Also saw these very cool Battletoad figures, really nice. They also did have One Piece cards, which I forgot to show off, and this giant flow looks so cool and cursed at the same time. And around the same area, I was looking up, and then I see all of a sudden the Gary V up there. He was just looking at us from up there. Very cool to see him in person. He was attending because of course he also has a trading card line, and I also wanted to show off the voice actor section here at the con. It was getting pretty crazy at this time. Then I came across this very cool handmade Tyranitar statue, and look, more video games, which I was surprised to see more of. Some of those N64 boxes were a bit beat up. One of the games I was looking for at this con was Pokemon Diamond complete in box. I think it usually goes from around $60 to $70 at the moment. So of course, looking through these stack of cartridges and all that cool stuff, did find this loose copy of Leaf Green though. And they had this super sick N64 case, which the sticker was a bit run off, but hey, it looked pretty cool. And this clip that is currently showing on the screen right now, it is a booth that I found literally last minute, and they had bins filled with retro games. I did find a copy of Rogue Galaxy Japanese import for the PS2, but I decided to leave it since I already have the English version. Oh, and look at this PSA 6 first edition Charizard. They was in my hand. Do you know how expensive those cards are? Which look it up. But man, you know, I'm really not into collecting modern Pokemon cards at the moment, just a couple, but seeing some of these mid-era retro cards from like back when I was a kid, it was so nostalgic, especially the ones that I'm currently looking for, which are the Diamond and Pearl era cards, especially the level X cards. I did not realize how expensive those cards are, but it was such a treat seeing these cards in person, because these were the cards that my mom used to buy me back when I used to go to Toys R Us with her, and it hit me a little bit in the feels, you know. It's very special, very core memory of mine. Oh, and look at these very cool Pokemon crossover shirts with brands, for very popular brands like McDonald's, Walmart, Dr. Piplup. Really, that was a shirt that I almost picked up, honestly. Like, I was so tempted to pick one up, but they look very cool though. Got one called the Denny's, Whale Mart, Chico Rita, like the banana. It's so cool. But people, here we do a huge cut after the con, and we went to Dave & Buster's, and look at this giant Halo machine. Mia had to try this out. It was such a cool arcade game, shooter style of course. And then we found a cruising arcade machine. Love these games so much, and these were made by Nintendo. They had the Nintendo logo right in the back of the machine. This one in particular was called Cruisin' Blast, and it looked hectic and fun. And of course, cannot leave an arcade without playing one of my favorite ones, Mario Kart DX, a game that was collaborated with Bandai Namco. So you can see Pac-Man, Mario, and even the taiko drum character in the same game. And these had some cool stages that I wish I could play this machine the entire day. We were using this very cool Namco themed stage, and I love these arcade machines so much. Wish I can own one. But people, after that, we are done with Collecticon, and now we're gonna be focusing on the haul. Let's go. All right, everybody, here we are showing you the haul, wearing my favorite trucker hat. But just want to show off some of the stuff I got from Collecticon. Here, finally sitting. Today is Monday, so it's been over since yesterday. I only went one day, Saturday. Was thinking of going Sunday, but honestly there was no really point on going on Sunday as well, so just went on the first day. But I do want to show off some of the cool stuff that I got. I will be showing some games. I'll be showing off some cards if you're interested in that. But I'll be quick glances, nothing crazy. Get this out of the way. This game right here, I was very surprised to see, and we got ourselves the PS5 version of Resident Evil 3. So I already have Resident Evil 2 digital. I do plan on getting the physical for Resident Evil 2 PS5, but as soon as I saw this on one of the tables, had to pick it up. It is a game that I still haven't played, the remake, and I'm very excited to play it. So very cool. Only costed 20 bucks. So yeah, man, pretty excited to play this. Probably gonna complete it, platinum it, and because you know I am very, how do you call it, like complete hungry. Like I do like completing games to fully 100% it, and of course enjoy it. So yeah, one of my favorite horror series of all time, and Resident Evil 3, pretty cool. So got that. And how I got this, it was basically a trade that I did with Mia, my girlfriend, and I think the seller couldn't accept a certain payment type, so I went and bought it, and then she was like, yo, I'll buy you something equal the price. So I was like, hey, why not? Let's get this GameCube game. So I got myself finally Donkey Kong Jungle Beat for the GameCube. This game is a total classic for me. It's one of the first games I ever played on the GameCube. I remember back in the day picking this up on GameStop when I lived in Puerto Rico. And my dad bought it for me, and it got me the bongos, it got me the game, and it's a total classic, and haven't owned it since. So that was a long time ago, long time ago. And it's a very, very core memory of mine playing this game. And of course, I do have bongos right up there. It's the Japanese import ones from the same game. So pretty happy to play this. This is such a cool game. With the gimmick of the bongos itself is so cool. So wild back then playing with bongos on a game. So cool. So yeah, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat for the GameCube. And it is of course complete. Comes with the Nintendo Power Slip, of course the game, and the manual. So complete. And I believe this was 30 bucks. So pretty good deal on it. Here is the amazing piece that I got from my collection. This is my signed God of War Ragnarok game, of course signed by Christopher Judge, Kratos himself. Pretty cool. So happy that I met Christopher. He is honestly one of the nicest person I've ever met. Very down to earth. We spoke a bit and everything, and it was very touching. And yeah, I'm so happy to finally meet him. It's honestly a dream come true. I admire the guy so much. Ever since he stepped foot in Santa Monica Studios to do the Kratos part in the God of War games. And yeah, the next one that I need to meet is TC Carson. So hopefully I'll meet him in August. There's gonna be a new video game con in August that I'm so excited to go to. There's gonna be tons of voice actors and all that cool stuff, and TC Carson is one of them. So pretty excited about that. But I'm so happy to finally have a signature from him. That is so cool. Took a picture with him and everything like I showed in the video. And yeah, pretty happy, man. So happy. Gonna put this on my PlayStation display here, which is slowly turning into a God of War display because I have so many God of War stuff in there. But yeah, so happy to finally own this piece of history right here. And wow, so cool. And Ragnarok is a masterpiece. Love that game so much. So yeah, so that is it for the games. And I do want to show up some of the cards that I was talking about earlier that I picked up. So here we have some cool cards. It's gonna be a quick run by, but I got myself the looking inside Dustnor card right here, which is so cool. When I saw this for the first time, I was like, I need to pick this up. It looks so cool. And I picked up myself a Arceus Level X, and this is one of the cards that I had when I was little. And I remember my mom buying me packs on Toys R Us of the same era of this cards right here, and I was so happy to finally have this. Really cool. And I remember I had this when I was a kid as well. This is the Crystal Guardians promo, I believe, Blastoise. Really cool. I don't know if it's a promo or not, but I remember owning this card, so I had to pick it up. Really cool. And another childhood card. This is the Darkrai Level X. Really cool. Love the art on that one. Of course, alongside the Level X family, got the Dialga from Team Galactic. Really nice. Also had this card. So cool, man. So cool to finally come across these cards once again. They're so cool. And I also got myself Mega Rayquaza EX. I believe this is from the Celebration set, but it looks so cool. Couldn't pass it up. The guy gave me a great deal buying alongside the Level X cards from the same booth. So very cool. Thank you so much, dude, for the great deal. I also got from the same line as the Shrouded Fable, got myself the Dusclops, which looks so cool. I don't know, the art on these is so nice. I believe the illustrator is called James Turner. That is very cool. I do love collecting my e-reader cards, so I got myself the e-reader Meowth, which is also so cool. Got myself Cynthia's Ambition. Now I don't know which set this is, so I cannot say for sure which one is from, but I do love my Xeno cards, so I had to pick up Cynthia. Xeno related, Friends of Xeno. OGs right there, really cool. Love that. And honestly, I think my favorite pickup of the day was this other Darkrai Level X, which I've been in search for for so long, and I got it for a pretty good deal just because it's lightly played. But I honestly do not mind because, you know, it's gonna be in my collection, and it's one of the cards that I had since I was little. So yeah. And then finally, the last card of the day is this awesome Cresselia level X. Got it for a pretty good deal as well. All these cards, really, really good deals, dude, honestly. So yeah, man, pretty cool. But guys, that is it. That is it for today. Thank you so much for watching the video. It is the first video back, and there's going to be plenty of more in the future. I am planning some cool videos that I kind of want to do. Going to be doing a PlayStation collection of all the games that I got, and I'm going to categorize them, so PS1, PS2, PS3, and 4. So very happy about that. And then I'll finally do for the summer my collection tour that I've been I've been teasing for so long. So I have to do that. And yeah, man, I just been waiting for a couple stuff, and every time I try to do the tour video, something new comes in. I was like, gotta extend them more, but I think I am ready, and it should be up. I just gotta record it and all that, and hope everything's set. Just finished moving some stuff around, and I do have my new retro station right over here, so cannot wait to show that. And yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay positive.